Good morning and welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's John, aka Virgil, and this is my daily ramble. Been to the gym, having a cheeky Greg's coffee now. No bacon roll, no croissants, don't you worry. My body is a temple. Well, if you're new around here, then please subscribe if you haven't done already. Why not hit the like button if you like today's show, or even if you don't. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll be advised as and when shows go live or are uploaded, like this one. Well, today obviously is the morning of Graham Potter's home debut as West Ham manager tonight at the London Stadium, where we take on Fulham. But obviously, we were all buoyed by the performance against Villa on Friday night in the FA Cup, where we were robbed. Let's not skate around it. We were absolutely robbed in that game, and I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, that's the best we've played all season. So it gave a lot of West Ham fans massive enthusiasm. Obviously, the main concern from that game were injuries that we picked up again, namely to Nicholas Fulkrug, the big German international, and also Somerville. So Graham Potter, only a week into his tenure as West Ham manager, has got a bit of an injury crisis. Hence, we are being linked heavily with a vast array of strikers, and strikers, as you probably would agree, is where we need to be looking. That's the department we need. No Antonio. We're left only with Danny Ings, who, yes, does have a good goal record, and I have backed him up before. But when you've only got one option like that, you're very limited. It'd be interesting to see if Potter will change the way he plays. He'll realise that Danny Ings isn't Antonio, isn't Nicholas Fulkrug, and I wonder if he'll, tinker with the way we play and our style. It'd be very interesting to see if Potter can work his magic. No one's heard that one before. And be one of them managers that is open to change, open to formation change, and will use the players that he has in his armoury, the players that he has available, and play a way that suits them. We will see. I'm looking forward to the game. Let's get behind Potter and the boys. So a striker is what we need, and we are being linked, as I said, with a vast array of strikers. Now, Nick spoke about the Marseille striker, El Wahihi, or Wahihi, whichever way you say it. You know I'm not good at pronunciation, so I do apologise. Now, it would seem that we are front running that at the moment. We are the front runners for that deal. However, Bournemouth are on the outside track catching us up because once more we're looking to, we're not going to buy. We're looking to loan until the end of the season. But it looks like they're looking for an obligation to buy. So loan him to the end of the season, and we have to take him at the end of the season. Fees and rumours of the fee that we would have to pay go from between 20, 21, 22 million pounds. He has got a good goal scoring record in France. He is a physical unit. He's a powerful lad, powerful striker. And I just hope that we can get the deal done because we're desperate now. The only problem with it is January is always a time where clubs are buying to solve issues, and the selling club holds the cards, So West Ham need to move quickly here, otherwise Bournemouth could be catching us on the outside. Another striker that we've been linked with, and again, for me, it would be a good option. Why not get two? Who cares? Another loan option would be Nottingham Forest striker Taiwo Awoniyi. Again, my pronunciation might not be great. Nigerian international, a bit of a cult hero at Forest. I've got a good friend of mine who's a massive Forest fan that says that he is a very likable character. The changing room love him. The fans love him. He actually said he's very much like our Antonio, very Antonio-esque, big, strong, brute of a player. He can occupy 2 or 3 defenders at one time, which will create and does create space for those around him. So, he does have Premier League experience. Again, a loan until the end of the season would probably suit all parties. The only downside, once more, with Teo is that he does have a bad injury record. He has missed around 45 games for Forest in the 3 or 4 seasons that he's been there. I believe there's quite a lot of game time he's missed. So that's the only worry you do have. Fulkrug did have a bad injury record. Nick's reminded me a few times there. But for me, he does have Premier League experience. A loan would suit him, getting more game time because he's not getting much game time at the minute because obviously, as we know, Chris Woods is absolutely on fire. Forest would probably want him to get more game time to get him up to speed. We need a striker. He needs game time. Get him in on loan alongside El Wahi. El Wahihi. Freak, I didn't know this. You know, sick of only having one option as a striker. Let's have two. Why not? Get them both in on loan. One would be an obligation to buy. One would just be a straight loan and we'd take it, in the summer where we want to go with it. But he's got Premier League experience. And before his injuries started happening, he was scoring goals himself before Chris Wood came along, before he started getting his injuries. He was fairly decent, his strike rate. So maybe game time would be good for him and coming to West Ham, the London Stadium would suit all parties, like I say. So that's El Wahihi, Teo Awoniyi from Forest, and another striker we've been with, which is getting on my fucking nerves, if I'm honest with you, Marcus Rashford. Now, he's on 350 grand a week. Even if Man United covered 2/3 of his salary, that still leaves us paying 120 a week for a striker who, for me, at the minute, has a lot of baggage. I don't think his mind's in the game. I think he definitely needs to get out of England and away from the Premier League spotlight. And, watching Sky Sports News last night, it would seem that AC Milan have become the front runners to sign him. Look, from an England perspective, Rashford needs to get back to where he was. He was great for England, wasn't he? During a sort of period, he burst onto the scene. I don't think we need him. I don't think he's the personality we need at the club. I'd rather have someone like Awoniyi, who is a fan favourite, who's a player, that all the other players at Forest loved. We need someone like that in our dressing room. We needed togetherness. We don't need a divide. I think Rashford, he's mentally struggling at the minute. And it's a shame. And a lot of people are going to say to me, well, why is it a shame? He's on 350 grand a week. But money don't buy you everything, yeah? And it is a bit odd at the minute, isn't it? When you think about it, Rashford, what's he, 27? You've got Dele Alli, 28. Jesse Lingard, 32. Those players should be at the peak of their powers. What's happening? What's happening with those players? I mean, our strikers, our players, guilty of putting the money before the desire. Does money become so vast? Are the wages so vast that for some, it means they lose their love of the game, lose their desire? When you think of them three players, what a shame. What's happened there? Who knows? So Dele Alli ain't played for ages, has he? And for the games in years, Didn't have a sip of my coffee. Hang on. Sorry about that. So, yeah, we need a striker and we need a striker bad. Obviously, the Duran rumour mill is still going. People are saying he'd jump at the chance to come to West Ham. Listen, I love West Ham. But would you leave Aston Villa, Champions League, to West Ham who are 14th? I don't know. Maybe he's keen to move still. It just seems odd that he'd leave a Champions League team and come to West Ham. We're as big a team as Villa, but currently they're in a better position. But they apparently are shopping around for strikers. But I think they probably would prefer to move on Ollie Watkins. I mean, Ollie Watkins is 29. Duran is early 20s. He does have a bit of an attitude, apparently, but he's banging in some beautiful goals this season. Apparently, the rumours again are that we are nowhere near meeting the £60 million valuation that Villa want. I think we've gone in with, a 45 plus a 5 million add-on. Again, apparently Sullivan's gone, I'll just put that offer in anyway. Is it a case of Sullivan showing off to the fans and going, see, I tried, which he loves to fucking do. And it would seem that Dortmund are now the front runners for Duran. Funnily enough, Nick finds it hilarious. I don't. It would seem that the money that we paid for Fore, which some people say we overpaid, is what Dortmund are using to outbid us on the Duran front. But they're only outbidding us because Sullivan is being a tight ass again, because Sullivan is bidding for bidding's sake with no real intention of going anywhere near their asking price, because if he was going to do that and wasn't going to be, running the club like he's running a fucking car boot sale, we could have got Duran for half the price in the summer. He wouldn't stump up that £5 million. if you believe the rumours. So, who knows? Who knows? Some good news. Some good news is that Bowen's apparently ahead of schedule. Apparently, Bowen is on the grass, as they say. There was footage of him running on the grass at Rush Green yesterday, I believe. I haven't seen it myself, but it's what I've read. He was deemed initially to be out until late February, end of February, but they are not. They are now targeting returns early February. I think Chelsea and Brentford games are being penciled in as possible return dates through. So that's great. That is a brilliant thing to hear, because we know how much we rely on him. And well, look, when you've got a player of that quality, you need him all the time, and I'm sure he's desperate to get back. But let's not rush him back. Let's get him back and make sure he's 100% before we put him on the field again, because we don't want anything long term. Oh, we don't want any other setbacks, really, either, do we? Let's be honest. George Urphy, call him back from being on loan at Bristol City. He's getting no game time. I genuinely thought he'd go there and get a lot of game time and be able to shine, but he's just not getting the minutes. I think he's played 4 games this season. You know, it's not like Potts at Portsmouth who is tearing it up. So you leave him there if you want to, or call him back if you're going to throw him in. I mean, Potts probably wouldn't do as bad as some of our centre midfield. Let's be honest about it. But you know, for me, George Urphy has to come back. Potter doesn't seem scared about giving the kids a go. You know, he gave Skulls game time against Villa, got man of the match. Brilliant. So maybe bring George Urphy back, eh? Get him back with training with the lads. I don't know. Just seems a waste of time. So let's get a striker over the hill. Let's get a striker in the door. We know he's not going to happen until late. So we're probably going to have to rely on Danny Ings until the end of January at the very least. But look, let's put a bit of faith in him. Hopefully Potter can get the best out of him. We'll see. So yeah. Anyway, look, I'm gonna have to go. I've got to go and get the cab washed. I've been Centre Parks for a few days, so the cab is filthy. Thanks for watching. If you like the show, then please hit the like button. Why not subscribe to Claret and Booze? All different types of personalities. Nick's a knob, I'm not. And Mick's got great hair. So yeah, hit the like button. Why not subscribe? Totally free. And listen, let's cheer on the boys tonight. I'm gonna go West Ham 2, Fulham 1. Come on, you irons.